What would other plants look like in primal form? In this video, I will show you the transformation of other plants to primal form, showing you what would they look like, their abilities, and I will honestly rate it from 1 to 10. Our first plant is Tall Nut. I've been wondering what he would look like when transformed into a primal plant. For its looks, it's a bit funny since he looks like a tired cartoon character. But I really like the concept of the hairy skin, and the details and the texture are really good. However, the 3D look primal Tall Nut doesn't really look like 3D, maybe because he doesn't have the stack look like the Tall Nut. And about the face, I like how the eyes are drawn. Let's now talk about its plant stats. Just like the normal Tall Nut, this one is a defensive blocker with a toughness of 8,000, higher than ordinary Tall Nut with a damage of 15 per bite. It also has a long recharge time of 50 seconds and 175 sun cost. If you're wondering about its 15 damage, primal Tall Nut doesn't attack directly, but whenever a zombie bites it, it chomps back for minor damage. And zombies are knocked back slightly whenever they collide with it. Additionally, it slowly regenerates 200 HP every 10 seconds. When given plant food, it roars and bites, instantly knocking back all zombies in its lane by 3 tiles and stunning them for 3 seconds. Overall, I rate it a 7 out of 10. I really love the ability of this one because it blocks zombies while giving them a bit of damage, making it more useful. But the looks of this one doesn't really suit the theme since it looks like a cartoon. Next plant is Squash. From its name, it squash a single zombie instantly when placed. Let's see how it would look when transformed into primal. Let's first talk about its texture. You already noticed the whole texture of its body. It looks like a damaged squash. I kinda don't like how the texture of its body is holes, while the texture of its tail is spikes. The textures doesn't really suit well, because it doesn't blend well with the skin. But I love the face of this one. He looks like an angry squash. The little horns on his head makes him look cuter. Let's talk about the plant stats of primal squash. The role of this one is an instant damage of 2000 on the main target and 300 to the nearby zombies with shockwave. It has a 300 toughness and a recharge time of 40 seconds. For its sun cost, it is only 100. For the ability, it leaps toward the high health and strongest zombies like gargantuas in range and smashes it, creating a shockwave that damages zombies in a 3x3 area. The tail of it also has a purpose. It deals light knocks back to zombies that get too close from behind. When given plant food, it jumps high and smashes a 3x3 zone for 2000 damage each, leaving cracked ground that slows zombies by 30% for 5 seconds. Overall, I rate it 8 out of 10. The looks of this one looks a bit funny to me, but it's also cute how primal squash have a tail. And can we talk how good the ability is? It does not only damage one zombie, but it also gives a damage to zombies in a specific area. Our third plant is Sun Shroom. This one is essential for the night levels because it produces sun. I think it would look cute when transformed into a primal form. Primal Sun Shroom look like he would eat me. I love the bone on top of its head, especially the hairy texture of its mushroom head. But he doesn't have that mushroom texture, which can be confusing if he's really a mushroom. But can we talk about how good the face is, especially the eyes? And the art style of it really suits primal plants. The details are so good, especially the rendering of the colors. Let's move on into his plant stats. The role of this one is Sun Producer, with a recharge time of 7 seconds and 75 sun cost. It doesn't have any damage because it only produces sun, but it has a toughness of 300. For its ability, the sun that it produces grows from small to medium to large form. For small, it produces 15 sun every 6 seconds and 25 sun every 6 seconds for the medium form, then last, 50 sun every 6 seconds for large. Every 4th sun produced gives an additional 25 bonus sun. It also grows faster if planted before zombies appear. When given plant food, it instantly grows to max size and releases 200 sun instantly. Overall, I rate it 9 out of 10. I like the look of Primal Sun Shroom, but it's missing the mushroom pattern for its head. I also like how scary he looks compared to the innocent look of his original form. And the ability of this one was really good, because it produces more sun, which can be essential for planting. Next up is Repeater. It shoots 2 peas at a time, doubling its damage for zombies. I wonder what he would look like when transformed into primal form. I love the texture of this one. It really emphasizes the hairy texture, and the look of it really suits the primal theme. However, the bones in his eyes looks a bit random, but I love the bones on top of him, and the leaves on his looks curly and messy, which really suits him. For his face, the eyebrows really fit his face. And the spike on top of his mouth also looks a bit random. There's too much bone going on. For his art style, it's so good how his body is well blended with each other. Even the shadow is hairy. Anyways, let's talk about its plant stats. Just like Repeater, it is a ranged attacker that shoots 2 peas every 1.5 seconds with a damage of 20 per pea. The sun cost of it is 225 with a recharge time of 7 seconds. For its ability, as mentioned earlier, it shoots 2 peas at the same time. Each pea has a 25% chance to knock back zombies by 1 tile. And it shoots faster when zombies are within 3 tiles. When given plant food, it shoots 16 peas very quickly, and all of them knock zombies back. Overall, I rate it 10 out of 10. I really like the looks of Primal Repeater, but for me, there's too much bone going on, especially his face. But I love every detail of this one. For its ability, it's also good how it shoots faster depending how close the zombie is. Last plant is Fire Pea. This one shoots fiery peas that deal damage over time to zombies. It can also burn zombies, adding more damage to zombies. I wonder how he would look when transformed into primal form. The fire effect on top of him looks really realistic and cool. He reminds me of Hellboy. And the texture of his face looks like a burning glass. Because of the broken or cracked texture, the render of his whole body is really cool. It looks like a lava effect. His face also looks more scary, which makes sense because of the primal theme. But compared to the original form, I prefer the art style and quality of Primal Fire Pea. Because the quality itself really stands out, the color of fire really enhances, especially the spikes on top of his head. For its plant stats, it is a ranged fire attacker, with the damage of 35 per fire pea, and splash damage 50% to nearby zombies. The cooldown of every shot is 1.5 seconds. It costs 250 suns, with the recharge time of 10 seconds. For the ability, it is said earlier that it shoots fire peas that deal splash damage. Each hit burns zombies, dealing an additional 10 DPS for 3 seconds. When given plant food, it launches a flaming skull meteor down the lane, dealing with 1000 splash damage in a 3x3 area and knocking zombies back 4 tiles. Overall, I rate it 10 out of 10. The look of it is really good. It looks so realistic. I also love the look of fire on his head, especially the texture of his body. I like how the stem isn't perfectly bent. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. See ya.